Most Jamaicans celebrated, then there was pain as Croatia equalized and sought great fame. Then from pain to heartbreak as things got worse and it was clear that Brazil would not be first. Tears flowed and there was some anger too, and Croatia and not Brazil went through. The samba flair was sent packing and now it's on many minds what will happen in 4 years' time. And then a little maestro took center stage, a performance that can again be considered a masterpiece on a new page. It wasn't a goal, but that amazing pass leaves us wondering, will this be Messi's World Cup at last? An amazing pass and a toe punch, a tasty dessert while we digested lunch. And then it happened from the spot, the goal that put Argentina firmly on top. It continues until Weggers made several hearts momentarily stop. The game became fast-paced with much hustle, and as they anticipated the final whistle, and then right at the end, a sweet set play, Argentina could not defend. Argentina hearts were in trouble. Weggers at the double. Extra time came, penalties too, and voila, Argentina are through. The last time I was here, I said you go home when your team goes home. So we're all going to leave Shavar, who is the only person here that still has a team in the World Cup. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final whistle. I'm joined by my esteemed panel who will break down the games for you. Well, I think you've seen what happened. Technical director at Campion College, coach at Arnett Guards, Eric Radimakas. Technical director at Humberline, coach at Calabar High, Andrew Price, former reggae girl, Sharona Forrester, and one of the coaches at FC Central 2, Shavar Thomas. Also with us, and I have to say good morning because it's now about 1:30, I think, in Qatar. Coach Miguel Coley is with us also. Hello, everyone.
Good morning, Miguel.
Shavar, pride of place will go to you, sir. You said Argentina. Congratulations, sir. Yeah. Andrew, you said Brazil. How you feel?
Well, disappointed, but guess what? From 1982, I don't get disappointed often.
Sharona, you also said Brazil. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm great. I wasn't on the field, so, we just wish them well for the next 4 years.
And Coach Eric, who was running all over the field. And then when he got that lifeline, and he said, yes, I was kind of rooting for him also. I kind of feel that every Brazilian supporter wanted Argentina to lose so badly that Lionel Messi could go home, but he's still there. Went and kicked first, having scored a penalty during the game and kicked the very first one. Eric, sorry about that. Your team did well. How do you feel?
Devastated. No, they came back, as you say, with a lifeline extra time. Even with penalties, you think maybe they come back and, the wounds are still fresh, but it's sad. At the end of the day, you go down with your head, up high and you're proud of, the fight that you still put down. Yeah, so we go. That's football.
Miguel, sorry to keep you up until way in the morning, but your thoughts on what happened today quickly.
No, well, it's a lot of pundits got it wrong, especially with the Brazil game. In terms of Argentina and Netherlands, I think it was a very good game, a very tactical game. I think both coaches did well, especially in the latter part. Van Gaal did very well with the team. They came back. They showed spirit, and when it comes to the penalty, I don't know what Shavar kind of ring him on.
There you go. Well, we've always said the penalty shootout is a lottery. If you remember, in this World Cup, Lionel Messi missed from the spot. Today he scored 2 goals and took his team to the semi-final. By the way, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, Morocco will play Portugal. At 2 o'clock, England, France. And then on Tuesday, the first semi-final, Croatia and Argentina. And then on Wednesday, the second semi-final. Oral Tracy is somewhere out there. Let's see if we could find him. Oral.
Yes, it's the Maverick on the go. And I told you, you might never know. All right, the Maverick is actually in a place where we call Twin Gates Plaza, yeah? We're in the Twin Gates Lounge. And right here, so it's been transformed into Buenos Aires because it's been Argentina nation. 1 or 2 Brazilians around the place. And you could have feel there's a massive, big screen inside the house. See that? Argentina nation. And they had a ball. Well, they weren't always having a ball because they were down and out when the Dutch came back and equalized with those 2 goals. But I tell you, half of them, in fact, every single one of them there, they went outside and them grab a smoke and them come back. And it's like a change of fortunes of Argentina. I'm going to run across and chat to a couple of them. All right. This person here is like the spokesman for the crew. But it's when the 2 goals them go, him get dumb, my boss. Just explain to the people out there in the TV land what the emotions were like, the roller coaster emotions in this game.
Well, I already spoken to the coach, and he said that we would give them a nice little entertaining match. You understand? So we expected this. We expected nothing less than this, right? And we know we're going to lift the cup. Right, team?
One more question. Lionel Messi has been brilliant in this World Cup. This is what most of the world been asking him to do. You think there's some sign of destiny that this is Messi's World Cup? Brazil gone home, Spain gone home, a lot of the big teams gone home. 2 more big teams are going home tomorrow. You think a destiny for Messi?
This is like the yellow brick road, and Messi will be walking away with the trophy.
You heard them. Look here. This is arguably the most dramatic day of the World Cup so far. But the big favorite, Brazil, has gone home. And there's a representative here from Brazil nation who wants to say a word or 2, my good friend. All right. Let me just say first of all, let me share the disappointment. But what do you think went wrong for Brazil earlier this morning?
Some poor coaching decision. Them shouldn't take out them players so early. Definitely not. And Fred, again. But I'm going to do what most Brazilians will do. Until these people have this amount of stars on their jerseys, then they really cannot speak to me.
All right, you heard that. 5-star, the Brazilians. It's the Maverick on the go. We are at Twin Gates Lounge, obviously right across the road from Western Sports. And across the road from Brooklyn Supermarket as well. I told you, you can never know until tomorrow. This is the Maverick on the go.
All right, folks, so congrats to Croatia up against Brazil. Took it to extra time, took it to penalties after Brazil scored late in the game, and everyone thought, well, that was it. And I hear everybody talking about them waiting to see which week. I told you I'm carrying Argentina. Where does Brazil eh? Joke. Brazil all the way. But let me start with Sharona. What happened? What do you think happened overall in that game?
Well, I think I didn't see a killer instinct in Brazil this morning. I also thought that Rafinha didn't give much. It wasn't happening in the final third. The creativity was not really there. There were just a few moments. And if you're only having a few moments, then you need to convert those. I think there were times when Neymar took it down into the box, into a very tight angle, and he could have laid it inside for someone else. I think one time there was Vinicius in there free, ready to take it, and he went for himself. I think that pressure of, the game is on my back, I'm carrying the team, got the best of him. And I didn't see them rise above. You scored a goal in the latter part of the game, and there was no game control. They were rushing, and you're up, and the time is almost over in extra time. So there wasn't a mature performance there, and it was very disappointing to see.
The last World Cup in the round of 16, Croatia went to penalties, extra time on penalties. They beat Denmark. In the quarterfinals, they went to penalties, extra time on penalties. They beat Russia. In the semi-final, they went to extra time, didn't get penalties, and they beat England and went to the final. The last game they played at this World Cup, they went to penalties and won, and they come back. Something special about that team, Andrew.
Yes, they are built for tournaments, and it's definitely was on show today. They played the game well. They had 51% possession. As much as people think Brazil had a lot of possession, they had 51% possession. They didn't score any goals until in extra time. They took 9 shots, and the only shot that was on target was the one that went into the goal. So they are definitely built for this kind of thing. They are built for tournaments, and they will grind you all the way down. And if it goes to penalty kicks, they are prepared. They are experienced. Like you said, at the last World Cup, they did it easily and got to the finals. And I think they are on another surge again. I think Brazil got too many opportunities and didn't convert. 14 shots on target, and you only score 1. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And Croatia deservedly got the victory today.
Overall, Eric, overall, before it got to extra time on penalties, which team you thought was the better team? I mean, Andrew just said how many chances or attempts on goal Brazil got. But did it look like Croatia was going to beat Brazil?
I don't think it looked like Croatia was nervous about Brazil beating them. But I think if you really look at it from who was more likely probability, I think it was Brazil. But when you look more, not just at statistics, if you look at Croatia, and I think that's where the 51% comes from, they were never nervous on the ball. And every time they got it, of course, they have the quality of the players to even when pressure reached, they can play out of it. But it was great to see how Croatia played composed straight throughout the entire match, even in extra time. They were not impressed by the Brazilians, even though I would say Brazil would probably have the better chances to finish it.
Everyone on the panel except Sharona is a coach here. Miguel, and it's not surprising that when you lose, everyone says the coach should have done this and the coach should have done that. What were your thoughts on the penalty? You saw Lionel Messi going first here. Neymar was scheduled to go 5th. And some people think because when Marquinhos went up, that was the first penalty in the game that could have decided the game. And poor Marquinhos, that ball that scored against Brazil came off his thigh. So he almost, I don't think it was going to be considered an own goal, but it was going straight to the goalkeeper. Went away from the goalkeeper and then he scored. Miguel, what are your thoughts about the penalties? Did it matter? Do you think it would have mattered where Neymar went?
At the beginning, no. At the beginning, no. I think all the players who step up are competent enough to score the goal. And penalties are very difficult. You can go either way. Definitely. However, from a mental standpoint, though, when Marquinhos, in this moment, maybe a strong, a mentally tougher player or a Messi and would say, I'm going to take this one because you're the one who's going. Neymar was supposed to be the finisher, and in this moment, this penalty will decide if Brazil go through or not. I think in that moment, regardless of the who goes first, who goes next, I would say Neymar should have taken that penalty. He could miss, but I would prefer. I'd be more contented now, and the whole Brazilian fan would be more contented knowing that Neymar stood up onto the penalty.
And you are right, he could miss. But Shavar, what would that have done to you if you were Marquinhos and you're supposed to go kick the ball? You're not a rookie. You're the captain of PSG. You're a big-time footballer. And a man said, no, you don't go. Send the ball up.
I mean, he has been in a lot of situations where at this point, if that happens, he shouldn't be in his feelings, so to speak, and would understand that he's the big guy, the baller is going to take it, and trust and believe.
Yeah, I think some people would have more of a problem with the kicker who went first, the youngster. And some people think maybe he should not have gone first. We've been saying this, it's a lottery. I think penalty kicks is more about head and mental strength as opposed to quality of a footballer. You saw Messi missing. And when he missed the first penalty in the World Cup, you heard that he's missed 30 penalties, like Cristiano Ronaldo, 30 in his career. So it could happen to anyone. Unfortunately, it happened to the Brazilians today. Congrats to Croatia, congrats to Lionel Messi and Argentina. And yeah, the Brazilians are very disappointed, but this is, since 2002, Brazilians haven't really got that close to winning the World Cup. I'm going to take a break. More when we come back. Stay with us, please.
Final Whistle brought to you by Digicel, Grace, Pepsi, and Burger King.
Because it's the season of giving, enjoy enough pickings this Christmas with a chance to pick and win your share of over 16 million in cash and prizes. Plus, get 25% off a 7 or 28-day Prime Brota bundle in the My Digicel app today. Enter to pick and win with Digicel this Christmas.
Cool! You just get what? But you hungry, man. You're the king of this. Like how what are the king of burgers? You see when Burger King goes so boom, and they make the beef patty well seasoned up and put it on the open flame, then them go so juicy pickles, tomatoes, freshly cut onions, crispy lettuce, classic. Every other burger still stuck at square one.
Babe!
3 juicy whopper, right on time.
Taste rules your way at Burger King. The best tasting burgers under the sun.
Make money now with local City and Guilds and ABE endorsed certificates and Distinction College. Start new online and face-to-face classes very soon in our Make Money Now career courses and get qualified jobs worldwide or start your own business in practical pediatric, geriatric, and psychiatric nursing, phlebotomy and pharmacy technician, early childhood education, child care, cashiering, call center, event planning, receptionist, customer service, housekeeping, waitering, food preparation, bartending, cake baking, plumbing, motor vehicle, electrical installation, air conditioning, makeup, hairdressing, nail technician, and cosmetology. No subjects acquired, no age limit. Register this week and get City and Guilds Maths and English classes for free. Call us at 3564167.
Final Whistle brought to you by Digicel, Grace, Pepsi, and Burger King.
Yeah, so some people say it's a lottery as we welcome you back to Final Whistle, but you know, your game can't play till tomorrow morning, so you have to find a way to end the game, because when they brought in the penalty kicks, everybody said, no, there must be a better way to end it. But you can't just play. So you have to find a way to end it. I think it was 1998. I'm sure these guys will correct me if I'm wrong, where they had sudden death.
Sudden death. That's
yeah. So you go extra time, and if you score, match done.
Yep.
And then
Golden
somebody
goal.
say, hang on.
That's how France went through.
Yeah. Then somebody say, hang on, look, maybe that's not the best way to do it. But again, congrats to Croatia, who got to the final of the last World Cup. They're a game away from that. And maybe a game away from winning the World Cup, who knows? And we also want to congratulate Argentina, who have won the World Cup twice. The Netherlands got to 3 finals, and they lost to Argentina all the way back in 1978. The last final they played in was 2010, lost to Spain, and I think it was 1974. They lost to West Germany. So the Netherlands, enough pedigree, didn't happen for them today. Regin, congrats, Argentina. What you say?
We are taking it home. I'm tell them.
Oh, you're taking it home.
Yeah. We.
Whoa. How nervous were you when the Netherlands pulled it back with seconds to go?
No, I mean, I wasn't nervous. I mean,
Light.
I'm not,
No, he was calm. He was calm. He was very
I
calm.
was just cheering throughout. You have to understand that this is the big stage. You must expect a good team. All these teams in the World Cup, especially, I can't expect them to come and lay down. They have to respond, and respond they did. But we give them that impetus when our goalkeeper Martinez went for a ball and then wanted to fight. Paredes, same thing, make 2 tackles and then hit the ball in the opponent's bench. You're giving them that fire in their belly to say, okay, we're here for a fight, we're here for a war. So we're gonna get in their faces and put it to them. And that's how they responded, and they got 2 goals, 2 well-worked goals, and we had to go to penalty.
Yeah. I hope you notice how much time him say we.
Yeah, I hearing that we very often.
How much time him say we?
Listen,
I don't know if you know this.
When
I don't know if you know this, Shavar, was the captain of the Jamaica team that made it to the Under-20 World Cup. And that was held in Argentina in 2001. And I think Argentina with Saviola gave us what, 5-1. 5-1. And then his younger brother.
But we won the first half, though, and I make note of that.
His younger brother, Alex, was the captain of the Jamaican Under-17 team that went to the World Cup in New Zealand a couple years before that. And I think Alex was also part of the Under-20 team. So, again, pedigree, and I'm not sure about him. Netherlands. Did you do anything wrong? Was Argentina just better?
I mean, Coach Kohli said earlier, tactically it was an interesting game to see. So Argentina usually come with 4 defenders. They went with a 5-man backline or 3-man backline. So they kind of gave the Netherlands the pedigree that Netherlands been doing. And it was interesting how Argentina was kind of winning that matchup. I think even with the goal, when we see Molina, who now in a 4-man backline is more of a right back that comes up maybe more out wide every now and then. He now came up, makes that extra run inside and exposed the weakness from Netherlands. I mean, we've been talking about it with Daley Blind and Nathan Ake, that space over there in the half spaces, and that's exactly where Molina ran into. And I think that is part of playing that formation where Molina has more room to move up and join that play. So that was great from Argentina, but also I think Van Gaal responded very well to it. He eventually went to a 4-man backline when he took out Blind and went with 2 wingers, and then you have a target man in Weghorst. Got the cross in, get a goal off of the cross with the header. Even puts in Luc de Jong as well, so you have more target man up top. And I think the free kick was a beautiful thing to see.
Free kick.
When you have a team that can take charge on the field at a moment that's so crucial, and then decide we have the confidence to go for a little cheeky ground pass right in the middle there. And it works. That was great. And as I say, it really gave life. I think as Shavar said, they gave us energy as well that we took. We, as you hear, I was born in Netherlands.
Yeah, so you can say we because you were born there.
But yeah, it was great to see that tactical plan.
Mexico got knocked out, coach gone. To be fair to Tite, which is how my friend Alfredo Montesa told me to pronounce it, he actually said at the end of the World Cup he would quit. He has already quit since Brazil lost today. Van Gaal in problems, or should he go? Do you think he did anything that you say, boy, I've never handled the team as well as he could?
No, I think he did very well as a coach. You know, there was no surprises. You know, me personally, I think a lot of persons want to see more attractive football, especially when it comes to certain moments. I thought today the game was tactically good, but for large parts, Netherlands played a boring game. So maybe that will be some form of criticism, but he got a lot out of the group.
In football, when you say a team plays a boring game, what do you mean by that?
We don't really want to have no urgency in going forward and creating chances. Very patient, maybe you can call it. And I say, as coaches, it's great to see we don't give up the ball quick, but as fans, you want entertainment, and entertainment is chances, and those you have to take risk.
Yeah. Again, Andrew, players win, coaches lose. We know that.
Yeah.
And we've all lost right here. And every time you lose, I might say, we never take off Andrew from a long time. How come we never start Chavar? Foolishness to do. Did you see anything today that you would say, no, man, I think the coach never got it right?
No, I think he played to his strengths today. I just think that he came up against a good team. When you look at the first goal that Argentina scored, it was definitely a magic. I mean, Messi wasn't on the ball a lot in the game, but whenever he got on the ball, he was always dangerous. And that pass by him to Molina was sublime. I mean, he got it on the inside of Daley Blind, and he had to make that very accurate. And it was a sort of easy tap in for Molina.
Even to shake off Ake.
Yes,
it was body move. That.
I mean, Messi is so mature in this World Cup. He plays in the moments. He doesn't have to be on the ball all the time. And when he's on the ball, he's dangerous. He attracts 2 to 3 players to him so that he can release the ball to other players. And he's making Argentina more potent.
Sharon, I want to ask the same question, but I want to go back to the Brazil game and the Brazil team. Because, again, people are saying, you heard the gentleman speaking with Orel said the coach made, I can't remember if he said tactical blunders, but he said the coach is a coach fault. Did you see anything? Outside of some people are saying Neymar should kick. I mean, I never thought about that because obviously you pick people who you think will score, So, I mean, to me, it's either here nor there. Had he sent Neymar, it wouldn't bother me. And the fact that he didn't send Neymar, it still don't bother me because you expect people to score. But did you see anything that you would say, nah, I think the coach could have, should have, didn't?
just Rafina. He wasn't present and he wasn't giving us much. I would have said not start him or taken him off quicker. That was one of the weak points, I think, even in the first half. Because Modric made a bad pass, which he rarely makes. And Rafina couldn't even control it to give us a chance, make it a 30. It fumbled between his legs and he was just lazy.
Had an issue with the penalty shooters and
No, I think it was a lot of pressure for the youngster to take it first. Be first, but apart from that, no, it's fine.
So him say we, you say us. Man.
Yeah, that's
Look like I mean you come from Ochi. I alone come from Ochi and show. We never know. Us. Yeah. What about coaching today in any one of the games?
To add to the question you asked, Sharona, you also recognize today that 11 people have to attack and 11 people have to defend, especially in the critical moments of the game. Because after they scored, they're leading, I would want to think the front of my team is vigilant in terms of setting up, putting pressure on people, making it hard for people. And that was, at one point, you see Neymar, walking, allowing the team to pass out and get their attack started. And that's a problem. And then in nowadays football, coaches and teams around the world want everybody to attack, everybody to defend, no matter who you are.
Yep. Sharon, up quick before I go to Andrew. Gabriel Jesus out, tell us out. That hurt. I remember the 7-1 that Brazil got. Neymar didn't play. Thiago Silva, who got an incredibly stupid yellow card, and he was out of that game also. And some people think it may have made a difference.
No, I think they have the depth. If you look at the first half, V Junior, he was going forward and not going back. I think that's half-hearted. The game just started. You cannot tell me that you're tired. He wasn't tracking. Juranovic looked like a star, running like Bolt with the ball all the time. And as soon as they made the change, Juranovic kind of just welted. You barely saw him because, he just wanted some pressure. And then he was playing safe and passing. So I think I didn't.
But you don't
think
think
they're
that
missing.
Vinicius and the way Brazil plays, they have players that are so great in attack and create such a dangerous mode and score goals with it that they leave them like that? Because I generally think if Vinicius had more players on top who had the same energy as him, they would have scored 2-3 goals in the first half.
Tite got it right? And those two players that did not play, do you think they would have made a difference?
They would have made a difference, but the fact of the matter is that I think Brazil had possibly the greatest depth in terms of players, and some players just didn't show up and didn't show the type of discipline. And Brazilian players have to understand that the game is played on both sides of the field, both defensively and offensively. And a lot of their offensive players did not do the required defensive work today. And especially leading to go into the semifinals with 4 minutes to go, you need to get behind the ball, keep the shape, and they were still going, attacking, looking for another goal. Fred lost the ball high up the park. And it's from that same phase that they were able to counter and score and equalize and carry the game to penalty kicks. You have to be more circumspect, play with less naivety, play with less arrogance. It's 4 minutes to go. Protect your defensive unit. Ensure that you get the team to the semifinals.
And even though Fred did lose the ball, some people might say, well, about 9 players behind the ball after him lose it still. So even when I say it's Fred lose it, and about 9 players behind the ball, but you blame Fred feet way up there. So to the other man, them.
No, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't Fred alone. It was the entire team, When you look at the frame of the goal when it was scored, you saw about 3 to 4 players just tracking back when he scored. They were nowhere in the 18-yard box. So, you have to play with that game management. With 4 minutes left to the semifinals, you have to get behind the ball and defend. You can't allow your opponents to have a numerical advantage. And because of that numerical advantage, because people are not disciplined enough to come back on track, they were punished.
I don't even think it's coming back. It's your last 5 minutes of a game, 120 minutes you're in, you're attacking. You want to have a 4-man back line and at least one defensive mid watching the game. So if Fred loses the ball there, we have 5 people that watch them.
There were about 6 or 7
running
players
back
behind the ball after he lost the ball.
Exactly, but they get beaten way too easy there.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is now, they might have a mindset, we're trying to win it back here, or but it's not in a dangerous area on the field.
But in the transition, they have to get back, and that's what I'm saying.
Somebody needs to stop the play.
Yeah.
They just need to stop the play.
Yeah. All right, so in case you just got off the plane and you want to know what's going on, well, Croatia beat Brazil in penalties and Argentina beat the Netherlands in penalties. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, Morocco will play Portugal, and at 2 o'clock, England will play France, and both winners will meet in the semi-final on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. But on Tuesday, it's Croatia up against Argentina. Just one game Tuesday, one game Wednesday. And then on Saturday, you have the third place game. And on Sunday, the grand finale. We might just find out that Croatia used an overage player. Brazil is backing it.
Hardly likely.
They say it's not going to work.
Overage. More like an underage.
It's not going to work. But some good football overall. But boy, what a World Cup though.
Yeah.
Eh? I mean, Brazil, they've won 5 times. They're out. Germany, they've won 4 times. They are out. The Netherlands got to 3 finals, as I told you earlier. They are out. Another big team gone. Belgium, ranked number 2 in the world.
Yes.
They are out. Spain, with some incredible ballers. They are out. Boy, and that's why you play the games.
Yep.
That's why you play the games. Because everyone say, well, on paper, Brazil can't lose. Well, and on paper, still, it's on the game. It's on the field.
They're on a plane.
But again, this is why I keep saying football, sport overall, but in my opinion, football in particular is life. You know, you're up one day, you're up sometime half of the day, second half of the day, you're not so wonderful. So, again, boy, but did you expect this, Eric? All these, I don't know. I mean, Croatia might think that, you know, you're dissing them to say it was an upset. They got to the final of the last World Cup. Brazil got knocked out at the same time. I know you say it's an upset that Brazil loses to Croatia.
I mean, as you say, it's not played on paper. So when you look at statistics and everything, I mean, we even do it in the studio here, you know, and a lot of coaches, commentators, everybody use statistics. But if you look at the statistics, I mean, and we pointed out, and I see it everywhere, the amount of kilometers that the Croatians have run, the age that the Croatians have, they should be overrun. But we see when you have a certain heart and desire and passion, the statistics don't really matter. I want it more than you, and I know how to actually show that I want it more than you. And Croatia can play in 120th minute of a game after running, I don't know how much more, still play harder and stronger and more intense than a Brazil who had a full match on the third day, who have all this experience. And so it's great to see, and I think it surprises. But we all know that football is football, and it's 90 minutes, the ball is round, can go either way.
They call it the beautiful game. By the way, another record almost set, Neymar ties Pele. I think 77 goals for Brazil, and he won't break it at this World Cup, so he'll have to break it somewhere else. So overall goals we're talking, not 77 goals in the World Cup. Overall goals for Brazil, he's on 77. Normally we start final whistle at 4, we go to 5 because of extra time on penalties. We started at 5 and we're going to go to 6. Soon come. Stay with us, please.
Final Whistle brought to you by Digicel, Grace, Pepsi, and Burger King.
Fool! You just get what? But you hungry, man. You're the king of this. Like how up are the king of burger. You see when Burger King goes so boom, and they make the beef patty well seasoned up and put it on the open flame, then them go so juicy pickles, tomatoes, freshly cut onions, crispy lettuce, classic. Every other burger still stuck at square one.
Babe!
3 juicy whopper right on time.
Taste rules your way at Burger King, the best tasting burgers under the sun.
Grace Foods got the taste that moves you. Yard and abroad, it moves you. Grace Foods, the taste that moves you. Feel the vibes and the time of the day. Grace Foods from the end. taste that moves you. From the spices move you. Everybody shout out Grace. When the food sweet, we dance. When the vibe nice, we love. The taste that moves you. Grace bringing the food you love.
Grace has the taste that everyone loves. That's why when we move with Grace.
What is up?
Because it's the season of giving, enjoy enough pickings this Christmas with a chance to pick and win your share of over 16 million in cash and prizes. Plus, get 25% off a 7 or 28-day Prime Brota bundle in the My Digicel app today. Enter to pick and win with Digicel this Christmas.
Make money now with local City and Guilds and ABE endorsed certificates and Distinction College. Start new online and face-to-face classes very soon in our Make Money Now career courses and get qualified jobs worldwide or start your own business in practical pediatric, geriatric, and psychiatric nursing, phlebotomy and pharmacy technician, early childhood education, child care, cashiering, call center, event planning, receptionist, customer service, housekeeping, waitering, food preparation, bartending, cake baking, plumbing, motor vehicle, electrical installation, air conditioning, makeup, hairdressing, nail technician, and cosmetology. No subjects acquired, no age limit. Register this week and get City and Guilds Maths and English classes for free. Call us at 3564167.
Final whistle brought to you by Digicel, Grace, Pepsi, and Burger King.
All right, folks, so as we told you, a couple more games tomorrow. I'm with former reggae girl Sharona Forrester and coaches Eric, Andrew, Shavar, and Miguel also with me. Miguel, Morocco, Portugal, take me through that one.
Well, it will be an interesting game. Morocco played very well defensively last match. I'm unsure of what tactic they will come with. Maybe the same and try to with the game as long as possible. Portugal has been coming in their own, definitely. They're looking good, especially with the new striker up front. He presses a lot, he runs through the space, and he gives them a lot more offering. And so in that 60 meters, there are a lot of more receptions of the ball than when Ronaldo is playing. So it will be an interesting game. As like today, the midfield will be very, very important. And the coach tactic at this stage of the World Cup is a lot of it has to depend on the coaches. Yes, players will decide the game, but a lot of the decision of the coaches will be very important. And I see tomorrow's game being one of that.
Cristiano Ronaldo not having a great time with his coach. His team is having a great time. You starting him tomorrow? Miguel?
Tough one. But I definitely start with the same team from last match.
So you're not starting Ronaldo?
No, I would start him tomorrow. And you see, notice in the World Cup trend, a lot of games are going to extra time. A lot of things that are done in the second half as we determine the games. You know, today you see Fred coming on instead of Fabiano. Fabiano would have a little bit more discipline to stay behind. You see the coach put in what's his name? Taking out Milito, putting Danilo, who's on a yellow card on the right hand side. You saw the cross. Maybe if without thinking about another yellow card, would be much tighter. Sancho coming on, maybe if Milito was on the field, he would have probably stopped the player, take a yellow card. So a lot of, coach's decision in the second half is very, very important.
I think most people would think no, even after what Morocco has done. I still think most people would say Portugal would be favourites here. Were you the Morocco coach? How do you stop Portugal?
How do I stop Portugal? Well, you have to be very strong inside of the midfield. You have to be very compact. You want to prevent them from switching the side as quickly as possible and getting the ball up to the striker. Because you see now they're playing to the ball to the striker, and from there he's like a reference for them. And from there they're making plays. Bruno and Joe are very important. So you will ask the wing back and your midfield to transition as quickly as possible. And if you lose the ball on the field, you want to stop the play.
Shavar, I don't think anyone thought Morocco would be where they are now. We are Africans and we want always to see the African teams do well. I can remember in 2002, I think it was Senegal beat France, who at the time the defending champions. Why is Morocco still here? What have they been doing to get them to this stage?
They have a system. The players believe in their system, and they're playing to instructions, scouting. You can see that they're scouting teams and doing their homework and making it happen on the field. The way they set up defensively, very hard to break down. And they also have a number 6 in Amrabat who covers a lot of ground and be that 119 in front of the back line, the back four, and he's doing immaculately and allowing the team, when the transition, to play forward and get out. Boufal is playing wide left, and he's doing an excellent job going at teams, putting them on the back foot, going at defenders, and they're making it happen with Ziyech, Hakimi is one of the best pairings I see so far, and they're really pushing the envelope. But on the flip side, as you asked Coach Coley just now, if I was Portugal, I would go with 2 strikers and start Cristiano and Gonzalo Ramos.
Yeah, this World Cup, Eric, seems to be, we seem to have a lot more. I'm not even certain I want to say upsets, because some of these teams, probably when we say upset, we say 1-2, we don't know we're going to win. And as coaches, it is not surprising to see a weaker team beat a stronger team. That's not a surprise. Having said all of that, can Morocco get the better of Portugal?
Yeah, I definitely think they can. I think maybe they gave away some of their recipe on how to beat Portugal when they played against Spain. I think Portugal plays very similar to Spain. Even when Kohli was just pointing out the switcher play to try to stop that. It's going to be a similar task, because Portugal takes care of the ball very well. They want to move it around quick, try to find holes and spaces so they can penetrate. And Morocco will probably have a similar game plan, but I don't know. I like the coach from Morocco a lot. He could surprise Portugal and say, well, we're not going to sit down the same. We're going to go and attack Bernardo Silva and attack Carvalho when they're on the ball and try to win it there and come out more aggressive in the first 15 minutes. So it's going to be interesting to see, but Morocco definitely has enough quality to choose different playing styles. You know, even from defense, they have Hakimi on the right, Mazri on the left, who are great ball handlers. They could play midfield easily. And they have outlets up top who can actually control the ball and make a next combination there. So it's not a surprise, but it would definitely be upset if they come out with a win tomorrow.
So, Andros, Portugal, what do? You start in Cristiano, and whether you start him or not, how you beat Morocco?
You know, it's very difficult to change a winning combination going into the next match. But, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo has a lot of pedigree. He has a good relationship with the coach. I think he has been served a lesson, and I believe that lesson has been taught. And I feel that the coach will call on him tomorrow. I don't know if he's going to start him, and it's definitely up to Fernando whether he starts him or not. But I believe that the matchups tomorrow are going to be very important. When you look at Amrabat and Bernardo Silva, that's a big matchup. You look at Ramos and Sass, that's another big matchup up front. Then we look at Hakimi and Felix, that's another big. So it's the matchups that are going to decide the game tomorrow, how strong both teams can be without making mistakes during the game.
All right, and that game happens at 10 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, England, France. And a lot of people think France will win the World Cup. But you also have a lot of people, Sharona, who feel England can do something in this game. What are your thoughts? Who do you think can manage this, England or France?
France, for me.
What are your thoughts on how this game might turn out?
I think the wingers, Dembele and Mbappe, will prove to be very challenging. Walker has a lot of work to do, and I'm not sure about Maguire and Shaw on that side. But it will be a ding-dong affair. I think it's going to be another finals. So I'm excited to see how that one turns out.
All right, we're going to take one more break, and then when we come back, we will finish off speaking about England versus France. Congrats, Croatia beating Brazil. Congrats, Argentina beating the Netherlands, and they're in the semi-final. And we're looking for 2 more teams to join them in the semi-final. Sumko.
Final Whistle brought to you by Digicel, Grace, Pepsi, and Burger King.
fool! You just get what? But you hungry, man. You're the king of this. Like how what are the king of burger? You see when Burger King goes so boom, and they make the beef patty well seasoned up and put it on the open flame, then them go so juicy pickles, tomatoes, freshly cut onions, crispy lettuce, classic. Every other burger still stuck at square one.
Babe!
3 juicy Whopper, right on time.
Taste rules your way at Burger King, the best tasting burgers under the sun.
What is up?
Because it's the season of giving, enjoy enough pickings this Christmas with a chance to pick and win your share of over 16 million in cash and prizes. Plus, get 25% off a 7 or 28-day Prime Brota bundle in the My Digicel app today. Enter to pick and win with Digicel this Christmas.
Grace Foods got the taste that moves you. Yard and abroad, it moves you. Grace Foods, the taste that moves you. Feel the vibes and the time of the day. Grace Foods from the inside. The taste that moves you. From the spices move you. Everybody shout out Grace. When the food sweet, we dance. When the vibe nice, we love. The taste that moves you. Grace bringing the food you love.
Grace has the taste that everyone loves. That's why when we move with Grace.
Final whistle brought to you by Digicel, Grace, Pepsi, and Burger King.
So first we saw Neymar tying Pele as the leading scorer for Brazil. Then Brazil went out, and then we see Messi scoring 2 penalties, having missed one earlier against Poland in this World Cup, scored one in regular time, and then one at the penalty shootout, the first person to kick it. Miguel, England, France, tell me.
England, France. It's a tactical battle. Both teams play similar style. Want to go to the wide areas, and so I think it will be decided on X factors like a Mbappe. As Coach Price has been saying, the matchups are very important. Even today, they were very, very important. But in midfield, going to be a tough one, a tough battle in midfield. But I believe the wide areas will be, the tactical. Once you can put the ball quickly in the wide areas, create the 1v1, create the overloads, that will be very decisive. So players like Mbappe, players like Danilo, Dembele. Seems like I'm sleeping. But it's a tough game. I'm still not afraid to call it if you want me to call it.
Yeah, man, call it. Call it, though.
France for me to win.
All right. We were talking about matchups, Shavar, and I think if anyone can attempt to stay with Mbappe, Walker can. Walker kind of speedy too.
No, he's speedy.
And Mbappe have track speed. But Walker is very quick. How do you see that matchup?
I'm looking forward to it. But I would think that Mbappe would be very smart in not looking to go with Walker one-on-one all the time and looking for the support of Giroud and Rabiot to come underneath and play off them, and a bit of variation, mix it up. So that will leave Walker guessing, is he going to go inside? Is he going to go down the line? And will bring a very good look on the game.
Yep, Eric Mbappe, obviously an outstanding player. Has he reached the heights of Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo yet? Or is he there or just below them?
I think it reaches a stage that it's about consistency. If he's able to maintain the level that he's at right now for, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, then you're going to have those conversations come in, because the level that he's performing at right now, I mean, to me, is the highest it can go. Any opponent I think can go up against, and if Mbappe is in form and have a good day, he will leave them.
Andrew, who has to do well for England for them to have a real chance of winning this match?
Harry Kane. I think this is the game of number 9s, and I believe the number 9s will come to the fore tomorrow. Harry Kane has to have a good game. He's playing a little deeper than he would normally play. But, I believe that he's very influential on the game. When he's not scoring, he's providing assists for the English team. So I believe it's very important that Harry Kane has a good game tomorrow.
What do you think, Sharona?
I think not just Harry Kane and his supporting. So Saka, if he gets to start, because we're still not sure, who will start. or if Foden is there, they'll need to score goals and early if they should win that one.
All right, we could go back on paper. Shavar, who's the better team on paper?
For sure, France.
Eric?
For sure. I would give France a light edge.
France?
Bellingham is on there.
France definitely. France definitely has the better team. And the X factor of Mbappe.
So hold on. So you say Rabiot and Tchouameni on paper are better than Rice and Bellingham?
In my opinion.
Declan Rice hide out the game all the time.
No, but I'm saying we're on paper now.
Yeah, that's what I said. On paper, of course. Yeah. On paper.
I don't think Rabiot has proven much in his career.
We're not talking about career, we're talking about
No, but we're talking about paper, so statistics and history, right?
But what has he done for the tournament? And I'm saying...
so now if we go tournament and form, I agree France have a great form.
Yeah.
But I think on paper, England is not far off.
You would pick Declan Rice over Rabiot?
Yeah. Out of career, when I look at it, and I would assemble a team for a World Cup, I would choose Rice over Rabiot.
Declan Rice win?
Huh?
Where you see Declan Rice win?
Not much.
Hold on, man. Hey.
Rough now.
Where Rabiot was a starter.
Hello. I've said this all the while, that every day I learn something in my life. Here I learned today. Eric is the most cantankerous man in life, and I never picked it up before. Coach Miguel, Morocco or Portugal? Who?
Portugal.
And England, France. You say France already, right?
The France.
Yep. Andrew, Morocco or Portugal?
Portugal.
England, France?
France.
Eric, Morocco, Portugal?
Portugal.
Portugal, England, France?
France.
Sharona?
Morocco and France.
I
Morocco
like that
and
show.
France. Not Portugal? Like
Still not. I didn't before. Not doing it.
Ronaldo, Messi in the final.
You know, that's just, we're almost out of here, but I want to thank Sharona, Shavar, Andrew, Eric, and Miguel. Liam not with us today, but join us tomorrow for more after those two games. I don't know, I'm not certain again if you could say it's a surprise whether Portugal won or Morocco won. Some people might think if they win, it might be a surprise, because I think most people, even before the Brazil game today, a lot of people were saying France will win the...
But never, we didn't get your picks.
Me? Brazil. And tomorrow, Morocco, Portugal, Brazil. England, France, Brazil. I carry Brazil. I tell you, nobody talk about bandwagon with me. 2 World Cups ago, I lost my car because I said Brazil would win. Last one, they shave off made ball on television because I said Brazil would win. And this one, I have to wear a wig on Smile Jamaica because Brazil never win. But you say 4 years' time, we'll never find something else, guys. Brazil again. I'm going with Brazil again. Miguel, good to see you, my virgin. Love you plenty. Stay safe and go to bed now. What time is it, Miguel?
At 2 o'clock. 2 a.m.
2 a.m. All right. Sorry, my friend. Go get some rest. Love you. And love everybody here, too. On behalf of Sharona, Eric, Andrew, and Shavar. All coaches, and she will not soon start coach to her. She probably start already. She have too much thing to do. She just go sit down somewhere and keep quiet. I'm Neville. God bless you all. Thanks for watching.
It's the season of giving. Enjoy enough pickings this Christmas with a chance to pick and win your share of over 16 million in cash and prizes. Plus, get 25% off a 7 or 28-day Prime Brota bundle in the My Digicel app today. Enter to pick and win with Digicel this Christmas.